Oh shoot, the battery's low. I'll risk it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new type of video. For those of you who are new, my name's Sarah, and for those of you who have been here for a while, you know I test out a lot of makeup products, like a lot of makeup products, and I've tried out so many that I thought it might be fun to do a series where I round up my favorite products from various different brands. And to kick it off, I wanted to start with E.L.F. Cosmetics, because E.L.F. Cosmetics I feel like has just been killing the game lately when it comes to drugstore beauty, and coming up with my top 5 favorite E.L.F. products was a very easy process for me. But since this is a new video series idea for me, I would really appreciate it if you guys would leave your feedback down below. Leave me a comment and let me know what you guys think about the series, if you're interested in seeing more, and if you are, it would be really helpful if you would let me know some other brands you guys would like my top 5 products from. And this is not just limited to drugstore. I do have a list of some brand ideas that range from things like Anastasia Beverly Hills to ColourPop, NYX, Milani, Wet n Wild. Basically no brand is off limits unless I haven't tried that much from it, or really haven't tried that brand at all. But if I haven't tried it, that will just like let me know to try out some more products from that brand so that I can do that video in the future. So please make sure to take just like a minute after this video is done, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts on the series, if you guys want to see more, and which brands you guys would be most interested in. Also too, another way to let me know that you enjoy the series is to give this video a thumbs up, give it a like. It helps my channel out so much. And if you're new and you enjoyed this and you want to see more of this, make sure that you are subscribed and turn that notification bell on. But like I said, for this video, we're gonna kick things off with E.L.F. I have 5 makeup products that I want to share with you guys that are my current top 5 favorite products from E.L.F. And since this is the first video, I'm gonna throw in a little bonus and share a skincare product from E.L.F. that is just like one of my holy grails. But starting off with the first product, this one is a cult favorite, but it's also very controversial. People either really love it or they hate it. It works amazingly for some people, and then for other people, they despise this product, and it is the E.L.F. Putty Primer. You guys might remember back in the day, there was like the Tatcha Putty Primer, and then Jeffree Star did a comparison video against this E.L.F. one, and love him or hate him, you have to admit, he sold out this primer for months and months. I could not get my hands on it. Nobody could. It was sold out everywhere, at Ulta, at Target, even E.L.F. Cosmetics themselves, both in store and online. Just this primer vanished from the shelves overnight. It was absolutely crazy. But eventually, after a few months, it did come back and I was able to get my hands on it, and I actually really enjoy it. So here is what the product looks like inside. You guys can see I've definitely dug into it, quite literally, but it does live up to its name. It is a putty primer for sure. So if you just take a little bit, you guys can see the way that it kind of scoops out. It's definitely on the thicker side of the spectrum for primers, but I don't mind that, especially since I am oily and I do like primers that fill in the pores really well. But this one does not feel silicone-y at all, so I'll go ahead and apply it here on the back of my hand. You guys can see it kind of breaks down to this almost cream-like consistency that melts right into the skin and fills in any fine lines and pores. I really like the finish on this. I think that my makeup goes on really beautifully right over it, and honestly, to me, it feels a little bit hydrating and moisturizing, which even with me being oily, I do still like that. I don't like to be super matte. I like a little bit of a glow, so I like the fact that this does that without making me look greasy or anything like that. The next product is new, and it is the E.L.F. Putty Blush. I just discovered this probably about 3 weeks ago. I purchased it right before I went to Vegas, and I tried it and I love it. So just like the putty primer suggests, it is more of a putty consistency, although I mean, I'm not entirely sure, just because this isn't a product that I really scoop out of the component. The way I use this actually is I just take a brush and dip it in and then just stipple it on my cheeks. And the reason why I like this one is because I feel like the color lasts a little bit longer on me than your traditional powder blushes. It is what I'm wearing on my cheeks right now, and as you guys can see, it's a little bit of a sheerer wash. It's not super overpowering, it's not like highly pigmented, but it does give like a nice flush, and like I said, it lasts longer on me at least than most powder blushes. And the color that I got is, I think it's Tahiti. It doesn't say on the component, but no, it does say, okay, yes, this is Tahiti. So I'll give you guys a quick swatch of what it looks like, just so that you guys can get an idea of the consistency and the wash of it. But if you're someone who struggles with longevity when it comes to powder blushes and you're not a huge fan of liquid blushes, I would definitely check this one out. I think that it's such a good consistency and definitely an underrated product. Then the next few products are a couple of highlighters. The first one is their jelly highlighter. I discovered this I think like a year ago and I am obsessed with it whenever I want a ridiculously high beam kind of a highlight. The consistency on this is kind of scary, like its name suggests, it is jelly, but even just from looking at it inside the packaging, you guys can tell that this highlighter is bright AF. If you want your highlighter to be able to be seen from space, this is definitely what you need to use. The color that I have here is Bubbly, which is this really beautiful kind of champagne-y color, and the way that I like to apply this just kind of depends on my mood for the day. If I want it to be super blinding, I will go in with my fingers. So I'll do a swatch here so you guys can see exactly what I mean. When you do it with your fingers and then just pat it in, it sinks into the skin but still stays on the surface enough to be really intense, if that makes any sense. Or I might finish it off with a sponge if I just want to downplay it a little bit, and then if I just want a little bit of a lighter application, I'll go in with a fan brush and just kind of feather it onto my skin. But I really adore this one. I think that's just like one of the prettiest, brightest highlighters ever, and it honestly does not budge. Once it dries down, it is not going anywhere. Next up is a highlighter that is kind of like an underground cult favorite from E.L.F, and it's their baked highlighter in the color Moonlight Pearl. So the reason why I say that this is kind of like an underground cult favorite is because if you know the trick with it, you love it. But if you don't know the trick with it, you will absolutely hate it. So I think it has something to do with E.L.F's baking process, but for some reason, when you first get the product, it has this like really hard shell on top, and you guys will be able to see right here is untouched, and then here in the center, I've scratched off that top surface. So if I were to take a swatch from here on the side, I mean, a little bit came off, but it's nothing impressive, versus if I take it from the center where I did scratch it off, look at the difference between those two swatches. It is night and day. So that's why I call it an underground favorite, because if you know to scratch off that top layer, this highlighter is absolutely stunning. It's this really beautiful kind of pearlescent color, and it goes with basically any skin tone and fits almost any shade range. I've seen people who are on the fairer side wear it and it shows up on them. It's kind of like a soft, pretty highlight, but then people like me who are on the tanner side can wear this, and it's a really gorgeous, neutral, intense highlight on the cheek that you can definitely layer up, or you can dab it with a sponge if you just want to de-intensify it a little bit. An underrated highlighter in the drugstore world, and honestly in the makeup world in general. I've worn this many times in countless Instagram pictures, and I've had people comment like, oh my god, your highlight looks so good, and little do they know, it's this E.L.F highlighter that is seldom talked about. Then the last makeup product, and then like I said, I do have a bonus skincare product from E.L.F I want to share with you guys, but the last makeup product is their Wow Brow. This is literally a holy grail for me. I mentioned it in my Best of Beauty 2020 video. It's so good. This is supposedly a dupe for the Glossier Boy Brow, but I haven't tried that, so I can't attest to it. But just on its own, this product is really awesome. I think it's just like $3 or $4. It's very inexpensive, and I get mine in the color, I think, soft brown. It doesn't say it on the package, but I'm pretty positive it's soft brown. And I like this because I can do my brows so quick with this. The brush on this is really fine, which I like because it makes it easier for me to kind of like draw on my shape. Whenever I use this, I actually don't use any type of pencil or powder. I go in with just this for like my quick 10-minute everyday makeup, and it's so fast but precise. Not only does it help to shape your eyebrows and fill them in a little bit with the color, but also gives them like a little bit of a fluffier appearance because there's actually little fibers in the formula that'll stick to your brow hairs to make them look a little bit fuller. So if you're looking for a very inexpensive brow product that's gonna get the job done, you really need to check this one out. And lastly, like I said, since this is the first one of the series, I'm gonna throw in a bonus product from their skincare line, and it is the E.L.F Illuminating Eye Cream. If you've been here for a while, you've heard me talk about this, but this eye cream is just, it's amazing. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. This is worth every penny, which isn't a lot of pennies because it's pretty inexpensive. But I had a problem a couple years back where literally every eye cream, whether it was high-end drugstore, no matter what, was causing these really painful rashes and dry spots on my under eyes. It looked really bad. My concealer constantly looked crusty, and I was so uncomfortable, and I was in so much pain. I tried eye creams from Olay, Ole Henriksen, Caudalie, Sephora Collection, skin a bunch of different places, and the only one that didn't irritate my eyes and actually helped was this E.L.F. Illuminating Eye Cream. I don't know what it is in this, but if you have sensitive skin on your under eyes, try this one out because it didn't irritate me at all. And also too, it was just very hydrating and moisturizing to kind of help heal and repair those dry spots and soothe my irritated skin. And also, like the name suggests, it is definitely very illuminating. I like to use this one in the daytime when I want to brighten up and wake up my eyes, and it wears really, really beautifully under makeup. But anyways, that is gonna be it for this video. My top 5 favorite products from E.L.F. Cosmetics. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, if you guys want to see the series keep going, make sure to leave me a comment. Let me know that you enjoyed it, that you'd like to see more, and what brands you guys would like to see from me next. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys very soon again in my next video. Bye.